In the land of Moab, the winds of sorrow swept through the lives of Naomi and her family. She had come to this foreign land with her husband Elimelech and their 2 sons to escape a famine in Bethlehem. But tragedy struck. First Elimelech passed away, and then, in an unthinkable turn of events, her 2 sons also died, leaving behind their Moabite wives, Orpah and Ruth. Naomi, now a childless widow, was left to carry the weight of her sorrow. Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem, her homeland, having heard that the famine had gone. With her 2 daughters-in-law, they prepared and they set out on a road that would take them to the land of Judah. But Naomi urged her Moabite daughters-in-law to go back to their parents, rebuild their lives, and find new husbands. Tearfully, Orpah bid farewell to Naomi, but Ruth, with a steadfast heart, clung to her mother-in-law. Ruth declared, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." With these words, Ruth vowed to stay by Naomi's side, no matter the cost. The 2 women journeyed to Bethlehem, arriving during the barley harvest. When they arrived, the whole town was stirred because of them, and the women of the town called out, "Can this be Naomi?" But Naomi was not the same. She replied, "Don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty." Since they were coming out of hardship, they had little means to sustain themselves. Ruth, ever diligent, went to glean the leftover grain in the fields to provide for herself and Naomi. By divine providence, she found herself in the fields of Boaz, a kind and wealthy landowner who also happened to be a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz was drawn to Ruth's character after he heard of her immense loyalty to Naomi. He was moved by her humility and hard work. He ensured her safety, and also in his fields, he instructed his workers to leave extra grain for her to gather. Ruth returned to Naomi with an abundance of barley, and Naomi marveled at Ruth's fortune, realizing that Boaz was a potential family redeemer, a close relative who could marry Ruth and restore their family's lineage. Naomi then devised a plan for Ruth to seek Boaz's protection as a redeemer. Ruth approached him at the threshing floor, and Boaz, impressed by her integrity, and agreed to fulfill the role of redeemer. Yet first, Boaz had to resolve a legal matter with another kinsman who had a prior claim. When the kinsman in question declined to marry Ruth, Boaz joyfully stepped in as her redeemer and married her. God's strategic plans regarding an individual, families, or future generations is always on point, even though the processes often take us through hard places. Ruth and Boaz's union brought forth a son, Obed, the grandfather of King David, placing Ruth in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Naomi, once desolate,